Welcome to the Prospectors Radio Show, the talk show for our community. Please welcome Rich Cooley, Ron Harrison, Indiana Gold Hunter Dennis Dayton, Kathleen Biffle, and your host, Tim Grimes.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Prospector Radio. Joining us tonight, I know these guys, they don't need no introduction. I know you've all seen them. You all love them. We have Josh and Jesse Feldman, the Feldman brothers, joining us tonight. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good, great. How you doing, Tim?
Doing good, man. It's been a while since you guys have been here. I know you've been super busy, got a lot going on, and that's why you're here tonight, to tell us some of the interesting things you guys have got going on, right?
Yep, we've been... We've had a full schedule, definitely.
Yeah, I know I haven't seen a lot from you guys on some of the social media sites, and I kind of was wondering, what are them guys doing? You know, when you don't see stuff, it's like they're up to something.
We're working on something, you bet. Yeah, we built a big wall around our place, and we're just stacking gold bars in our safe. That's what we've been doing.
That's what it was? See, I didn't know it was that good.
And my brother's lost his mind.
Has he?
That has not happened.
Not yet.
I wish.
Right, not yet, right? Someday. So what have you guys been up to then?
We have a new show coming out. It's going to premiere November 30th, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is with Travel Channel, and it revolves around a lot of lost treasures, a lot of history, talking to the experts in the field. And it's, the Southwest is something we've ran around a lot. We know a lot of these stories. And so this particular episode you're going to see is just kind of a further investigation for us on the trail to find a lost treasure. And so we have a lot of resources at hand. We know a lot of people around the Southwest.
Right.
And there's so many of these treasure stories out there. It's not just the famous ones, the Lost Dutchman Mine and the Lost Adams and Jesse James and that sort. There are thousands of them out there, and today there's really very few people that go out and look for them. But all of these stories are intertwined so much with history.
Right.
This particular episode deals with the famous Apache chief Cochise.
Cool.
And Cochise fought the U.S. military very hard. In fact, he was never caught. He was never killed. He was never put on a reservation.
Really?
The only reservation that he was on is actually one that he created himself.
Didn't know that.
And so anyway, like Josh says, we're not going to go into great details because that would spoil the show. But we have, you're just going to have to watch the show. We found we uncovered some great history that we didn't know about before. And that's one of the great things about a TV show is that it's not just Josh and I and our father going out there. We have a team of resources at hand, and it really speeds things up. It's an investigation is what it is. And it's an investigation of the history. It's an investigation of the trails that existed. It's an investigation that the old stagecoach routes, where massacres would have happened, where things would have been ambushed and gold stolen. And so it's the great thing about a show behind us is that we have all those resources at hand.
Right, and that's what's
every episode a different place or a different story, or are they continuing, a two-parter sometime or anything like that?
Any of that's possible, of course, and hopefully as we go forward, we love to investigate. Any kind of history, especially as it deals with treasure hunting. We believe that every treasure story has some truth to it. It may not be totally true because there's probably 30 different versions of it. But trying to figure out that mystery, that's what really gets us. And if we stick, we love the Southwest. I mean, we're born and raised in Arizona. That's our home. But everywhere's got history, and we would be willing to go everywhere in order to do that.
Mm-hmm. Now, someone just asked in the chat room, does the show have a website that people can follow along?
Well, you guys are actually getting kind of a little bit of an exclusive here because being this is the first show on Thursday night,
right.
They haven't even developed those things yet. So this is all brand new. I'm sure as we continue to keep going, that you'll be able to check out Travel Channel's website and keep up to speed with that.
Sure, because when you guys did the Ice Cold Gold, people were able to follow along by the websites that they had too. So that's cool. Now you guys have looked for a lot of these treasures before, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. We've been all over the Southwest, of course, with our father early on as we were growing up and all through the years, and we've kind of taken off on our own and done that ourselves, with or without our father and other partners and so on. So, yeah, we've been doing it for years. We've been doing the prospecting. We've been doing some mining. We dabble in all of that stuff.
Right.
Certainly. Yeah, it's always been a family affair for us. I mean, our dad got us into treasure hunting, when we were little kids, of course, so he'd take us with him. And, you tell a 10-year-old kid, let's go find some treasure. I mean, they're ready. They're gone.
Sure.
But we really never grew out of that, I think. And we still really enjoy it. And so every time we go out on these stories, it does connect us not only to history, and it connects us to the land, but it even connects us to each other. You remember all the places you've been before and what you've done and what you found. And that is a big reason why we love treasure hunting.
Right.
Yeah, you can tell in your voice you're very passionate about it. And I think the show will get to other people who have a passion for that type of thing. That's great. I'm not gonna say whether we did or didn't, but I would love to say, hey, we didn't find it this time, but here's the end of our trail. Go pick it up and go see if you can find it. That's the best thing that could happen, right? That's what we want to do. We want to inspire others to go looking.
Right.
Not that we don't want to find it ourselves, and I'm not saying that we didn't find anything, of course, but I think that these stories need to be worked on again. So many of them are true stories. So many of these legends are not just fables. There is truth to them, and the treasures do exist. And they haven't been found. And we need to put those back at the forefront and show people that, hey, this stuff is still out there. We run across old rock buildings. We run across old stagecoach routes. You would never believe that the things that are still out there, they're just off of the interstates.
Wow.
And you would never know that stuff exists. It's still out there.
That's crazy.
You can pick up on the trail and continue the search. And a lot of these treasures, they became lost during a part in America's history that was pretty rough. If you take the Southwest, just for example, that's where a lot of these treasure stories originate from. But that's because it was a rough time out here. It was hardships. It was hard to get anywhere. Things got lost. People got killed. And that's why a lot of these stories do seem to take place, in the 1800s or so.
Right.
And like I always say, we love the Old West. That is our passion. So we love to go out there, and because we live here in Arizona, it's amazing to follow in the people's footsteps that were before us and what their stories really were. And it would be an absolute travesty if their stories were forgotten.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We don't want them to be forgotten.
What's the name of the show?
Lost Gold.
Lost Gold. Somebody had asked that out there, and I just wanted to make sure we put that out there. But that's cool. Travel Channel.
So how long has this show been in the works?
Jess and I, we started talking about doing something with treasure
actually, we were in Greenland at the time, and we were talking about that because it's something that we do. It's who we are, and that was 2014, 15, right around in there. But really, where we've been really going on the show, we've been in the works for pushing a couple years now. I mean, it's one of the reasons we've been a little bit quiet out there lately. We've been focusing on this. And other things as well. But there's nothing to say until we actually get it developed and it's out there for people to view.
Sure.
So,
it's just an idea you guys had, and you took it a step further. So when you guys decide, okay, we're going to go treasure hunting today, who decides what you're going looking for?
I'll tell you how it happens. I mean, it happens pretty simply. It's kind of that, we've read a lot of stories, and Jesse and I know the stories, pretty well. But one of us, and usually it's Jesse, he's an amazing researcher, I will say, hey, have you ever heard that story? Well, yeah, of course. Well, have you ever heard about this? And it's kind of like, I've never looked at it that way, and that's what sparks the hunt right there.
Okay.
Is this new piece of information that we've really stumbled across. And then it's like, we should go investigate that. And that's really all it takes. I mean, we don't need much of an excuse to go treasure hunting, just a little one. But, I mean, that's really how it gets organized. And then it's like, let's go next week. Where is it at? What's it going to take? And you do baby step into it. You go and you look. Okay, do you find something else? And if you do, you just continue that line until you basically hit a wall or a dead end where you're at the end of your story until a new piece of information emerges, and hopefully it does. Or you yourself or we ourselves, we're satisfied that we've figured out the mystery and, why this story exists and where it originated from. And hopefully maybe we actually found the gold at the end of the trail.
Mm-hmm. That is.
See, I love the treasure hunting and stuff like that. I get into that more than I do, like on Gold Rush and stuff like that. The only thing I want to know is you didn't just find wood, did you, or anything like that?
You got to watch. You got to watch the show, man.
You gotta watch.
As long as you just didn't find wood.
Like the Curse of Oak Island.
Yeah, you gotta watch the first episode, Dan.
Well, I will, because right now, Curse of Oak Island, I love Curse of Oak Island.
Yeah.
So I'm into the treasure hunting stuff. I love to watch. Whether you find anything or not, it's just the thrill of the hunt.
Right. Now, what do you guys think about Oak Island? Do you guys keep up on that or anything?
I don't. I know of it, of course, and I don't exactly watch it, I guess, myself. So I don't know a lot about it. But what I can say about our show is it's not what I think the average person considers a reality show. So this isn't Jesse and I out there, maybe arguing with each other or any of that kind of stuff. Good. That really is the risk. That's part of kind of what we came up with yeah, okay, if there's drama and if we don't agree on things, fine, so be it.
Right.
But it is not a reality show. It is follow us on this adventure, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to find things. We're going to meet some great people. We're going to stand in the same places that all of these famous people were at, where, Cochise had a campfire, right?
That's cool.
Just stuff that blows your mind that 150 years ago or so, Cochise was standing right where I'm standing.
That's what I love.
That's cool.
It's amazing. The other thing that I'll mention kind of in that same line is, obviously we're not arguing with each other. We're not doing that kind of stuff. And it's also not set up where it's, we're not out there going, well, we better find this treasure or we can't pay the electric bill next month. That's not why we treasure hunt.
Good. Okay.
If you're in that kind of a position, I suggest you go get a job. So, that's not what we'll be doing. So, and we want your audience to know that this is something that we're serious about and that we enjoy doing and that we love showing the history of the area. And absolutely, there's a chance that we can find something, maybe something big at the end of our journey. We believe that every time that we go out there, and through the years, we have found some pretty amazing things, at least as far as we're concerned. It's not just wood. But every time you go out, the truth of the matter is you have no idea what you're going to find. And that's part of the thrill of it all.
That is the
just
thrill.
do me a favor. If you do find a piece of wood, at least tell us what kind it is.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll try to throw that in there for you.
It's off an old stagecoach. It's pine.
All right. Indiana Gold Hunter wants to know what kind of wood it is.
Yeah.
Well, if that floats your boat, man, we'll get it done.
I get it's
Inquiring
Dennis.
minds want to know.
Yeah. Now I know there's a lot of popular treasures out there too, like Forrest Finn's treasure. Have you guys ever dabbled in that one any?
It's none of your business,
Okay,
Tim.
all right. Moving on. Next question. Well, mercy. Okay, so if you guys are on the show and you guys do get in an argument, who usually wins these arguments?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Josh comes to his senses, and then he comes over to my side. Yeah, it's arguing with Jesse is kind of like arguing with yourself.
Is it?
So it's kind of hard. He just looks at you, and then I say no. Yeah.
And then that's it. The decision's made.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We really, this is not a reality show, which is a breath of fresh air.
It is. You're right.
And it's a working relationship with our producers.
Mm-hmm.
And they will give us all the resources we need to go do this.
Right.
And they will help out in it. They want to find these treasures. They want to solve the mystery. So we got them inspired into this too. I mean, they really want this show to take off and have many seasons.
Yes.
So it is a great work, which is a huge contrast to our other show, where reality shows, they're not exactly telling you, exactly what is going on in the day and who said what, and they want to kind of set you up and trap you so they get some drama and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so this show is nothing like that. It's as true and authentic as we can make it.
Yeah, I think that's the word there, is authentic.
Right.
Jesse and I wanted to bring something as authentic as possible to TV, as you can, and still tell a very entertaining and interesting story at the same time. And we're hoping that the audiences out there are ready for a show like that, because this is going to be a little bit of a different concept, I think, than what most people are used to in the TV world today.
Right. I think that's what people are wanting, especially when it comes to this kind of stuff, gold, treasure, stuff like that. Authenticity it's important. I mean, like Dennis said earlier, you get tired of the drama and stuff on these other shows, but you watch them because it's the only game in town. I would much.
And they have their purpose, and people watch those shows, and they do enjoy those shows,
right.
And I'm certainly not here to
no, I know that. Of course not.
In any way, shape, or form.
Right.
But this one's going to be different than that. And we really hope that it grows some legs and keeps going forward.
And I think it will. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Just two guys going out there on a treasure hunt, and each week being something different. All right, we're going to go this week and see if we can find this. That is awesome. Because that's the things we would love to be able to do. But a lot of us can't.
We're going to hit the Southwest, of course, like we've been saying, but we're going to spread out too. I mean, we're going to go. There's many great stories on the East Coast and New England, and just all over the United States.
Right.
Crazy ones in Ohio.
And I'm not saying the ones that have been done to death. I mean, there's lots of them that haven't been done to death that really nobody knows about.
Yeah.
There's so many out there in the United States. And I hope that if and when we, get a season 2, season 3, that sort, we're going to be spreading out even further. We're going to be going out of the states, and I mean that's just a dream come true when you can travel abroad like that.
Yes.
Tell stories, across continents.
Right. And
well, if you come out to the East Coast. I started hunting with Bill Conrad, and I'll give you a little clue if you want to look it up. If you want to help us try to find a treasure, it's at what it's called Dead Man's Cross.
Okay, sounds like a good one.
And it's here in Indiana.
Got a good
Is it
name.
a Golden Cross?
And we've been looking out. No, it's an actual treasure where they rob the bank and train, and so we've been looking for a couple of years. You know, we take a couple of weeks out, and we pretty much got the location and the area down where they were at. We're just trying to locate the treasure now.
They need help identifying the wood they've dug up.
That's what.
Well,
Thanks, Chad.
pick something up and tell you what it is, I guess. I'll help you identify what kind of gold you got.
There you go. It's the yellow kind. Yeah. So is
Give
there?
us a call when you find it.
Yeah. Is there any tips or you could give to like an avid treasure hunter like Dennis that's
Yeah,
trying?
sure. Do your research.
Yep.
You know, I think I've said it before. There's things that we have missed where, I don't know, if we had known better, if we'd done some more research, we wouldn't have made those mistakes in the field. And eventually when you come across a piece of information 2 years later, you think back, damn, we missed the boat and we can't get back there. That has passed, for whatever reason, you just can't get back to where you were. So I say, do the research as hard as you can, put your time, in old military records and old newspaper articles and just history books and connect the dots and then go to the field. It doesn't hurt anything to go to the field on preliminary expeditions sorts, but come back and do the research. Yeah, don't give up. I'll certainly add that. I mentioned it earlier too, but Jesse is an avid researcher. He's like, a rabid animal when it comes to trying to find the information that's out there. I guess it's a compliment. Let me put it this way. My brother researches a bit more than I do. How about that?
There you go.
I'm not really sure what I bring to the table, but it's got to be something. But the point is that it really does lie in the research. And my dad, he always said this, and I don't know whether to believe him or not, but he always said, read every story book you can and then forget all of it and then go out on the hunt. Because each story book is just somebody else's interpretation, somebody else's opinion, that sort of thing.
Right.
What he meant by that statement is it really important to actually get into the records themselves, records that you can rely on that are verifiable. That's what really matters. And whether those are military records, anything that would be law enforcement, anything that you can go, back in time where this was actually taken down correctly and it's not just conjecture, that's what you have to rely on. And I'll also add, always follow the money. And what I mean by that is, I don't mean the treasure itself. I mean the people themselves who had the money back then. Who were they? Who were the important people? Who were the people that knew where things were, that owned land, that had businesses? These are the people's information that we really want to go after. And that sometimes will lead you on the true trail and figure out why the legend exists in the first place.
That's a good advice.
I never thought about thinking of who had the money.
No. No. You definitely dig deep.
Well, you have to. You got to get back into the politics of people.
Sure. Right.
What was going on during the time? Okay, there was a train robbery,
right,
and they buried the gold by an oak tree somewhere.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't tell me anything, right?
Right.
So the thing is what was going on? Who owned that train? What was that train doing? When was it built? Where did that money come from? What was the payroll for? Why did it get robbed? How many times was the train robbed? All of those things matter. Who was it that got robbed? Was insurance paid out on the robbery? Is there any kind of records like that we can get into to verify what actually happened? And then once we know this is concrete, this happened, now we have a foundation that we can build from, as opposed to just following stories that somebody said one day, which is just going to lead you in circles. And I truly believe that's why many of these treasures still exist,
right,
because that's why nobody could find them. It's just people chasing their tail.
That makes perfect sense. So, like,
that was my question was about, how do you sift through the stories and the legends of stuff, like, you know, because we're traveling to Arizona, and we like to research before we ever go to an area just to learn about the history. But I came across one interesting. I think it's the Lost Opata mine in south of Tucson. I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff that people say happened, such as a Mayan princess sacrificed and this mine sealed up. How do you really dig into old stuff like that and see if it is actually truth or if it's just some fable made up?
You know, sometimes you can't find good information to go on. And when that happens, you don't waste your time too much further. You wait until there's some sort of a real lead to go on. So, you know, there's lots of stories about, you know, the Aztecan culture coming north into Arizona and burying treasures and Montezuma and all that kind of stuff. And there's a little bit of history that certainly supports that, but we need more than that to go on. You know, we've got to get down to more specific locations. So, I mean, how? I mean, it's just taking time to get into the old records as best as possible, and considering your source. That's the big deal, is who said this? You know, was this just a guy that came out here, or was this somebody that was a prominent figure in society that, you know, made sense, that raised a family in a town, that, you know, had a job, that was a figure that people looked up to? Well, those are the things that give us a little bit of more assurance that the information is good.
If you take the Aztecan culture, that still exists. So they will have stories that still, you know, have transcended centuries. So that's one resource. But you know, listen to their stories from their tribes. So other than that, there's really not much to go on because that's prehistory. So you know, what do you do? I don't know, because it doesn't involve Spaniards. It doesn't involve any sort of European or Anglo influence, or, you know, none of the post-history Indian tribes and so on. So it's a hard one. You know, what do? Put a spade in the ground where you see a depression? Well, that never works.
True.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
What's the oldest legend that you've researched?
That's a good question.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, you hit it on the head there, Aztecan treasure. There's, and not that we have hunted Aztecan treasure, but we know about locations and have been to many locations where other people have thought that, you know, where the seven cities, the Cibola, you know, that treasure, or Montezuma's treasure, that sort. And we've seen these diggings, and none of them that I know of have found anything that really says, yeah, it's here, or we've proved history. I mean, it's so, yeah, we've I suppose, you know, followed the trail of the Aztecan treasures a little bit, but the oldest is going to be Spanish treasure here in the Superstition Mountains. I suppose 1840s is when that begins, and that's really the earliest that we have hunted for.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's a little known treasure that you guys have searched and possibly found, if you can even disclose it?
Sure. There was, and this, I can't tell you how many of these stories that we have, but there was this guy that lived about a half a mile away from us. We lived, you know, out in the desert and are very rural. You know, our nearest neighbor was this guy, like a half a mile away. And he lived there for many decades. He was a German immigrant, actually came over here after the war. But he dug many mines on his property by himself. And he was also a coin collector. Not just any coin, but rare coins, and certainly gold and silver coins. He got ill, and he got moved to a care facility, and those gold coins were never found. He didn't pay his doctor bills with him. He didn't have anybody that lived with him or anybody that he trusted enough to tell about it. And the only reason I know about it is because he slipped one day and said something, and a friend of ours who's now not living anymore, he had overheard man somehow talk about these gold coins he had buried on his property. And that got passed down to me, and I've looked for it and haven't found it.
There was, that man too, especially was from a generation. I mean, you think about the generation that went through the Great Depression. Many of them didn't trust banks.
Right.
And obviously, before the Great Depression, they really didn't trust banks or even use them at all. So their wealth was with them; it was on them. So how did they secure that? Well, I mean, they would hide it, they would bury it, they put it in the ground. That's what made the most sense. And sometimes they would pass away or disappear or whatever, and there it is, just sitting there. So that happens, and it happened a lot. And I think it happened a lot more than most people think. Nowadays we got plastic and cash, and it's kind of our money's out there in the ether, and you're not going to bury your wallet in your backyard anymore. It's just not going to happen. But back in the day, I mean, money was real hard money. It was silver. It was gold. That's what it was. And so, I mean, that gave birth to, you got to be talking thousands of little stashes that are out there that nobody has discovered.
Right. That's a good point there. Now, somebody asked in the chat room, too, what's the hardest thing about treasure hunting out there in the desert?
It's the desert itself.
Yeah, they said it was lack of water, snakes.
Yeah, well, snakes, I'll tell you, snakes are not too much of a problem. I mean, you got to be a little bit smart and pay attention where you're putting your hands and feet. And other than that, snakes just want to get away from you, and you want to get away from them. And usually, you guys part ways pretty peacefully. But it's just when you're out there, you've got to be careful and realize where you're at. You can't like hyper focus too much on something or start screwing around. You still have to remember you're out in the middle of the desert, because sometimes you forget that, and that's when problems happen. And whether that's dealing with the heat, because sometimes we go out, it's really hot out there. We're not always in the desert in the winter. We're out there sometimes in the summer too. And if it's 105 or greater and you're out hiking, I mean, you get heat exhaustion before you know it. And if there's nobody there to pour water on you and cool you down, you go into heat stroke and then you die very quickly. So we're Jesse and I are wilderness guides out here in the Superstition Mountains. And I mean, we've treated through the years dozens of people with heat exhaustion. And they got it from not even that much effort. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is, especially depending on where you're from and what you're used to, you could get heat exhaustion, with so quickly. And then you can't help yourself because the symptoms are basically, I'm fine. And then you're loopy and you want to sit down and you're just like out of it. And somebody has to be there to recognize what the problem is in order to help you and cool you down. There was 3 men that died in the Superstition Mountains from heat stroke and exposure about maybe it was 5 years ago.
Well, there was a young guy, he was in his 20s, that died last summer out here in the Superstition Mountains. He was no more than a mile out.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I mean, it doesn't discriminate. I don't care if you're the youngest, strongest person in the world. Your body overheats. You shut down right now. I don't care how fast you can run a mile. It makes no difference.
Right.
I got good advice. Pace yourself, and then be prepared. And I don't worry about the dangers out there because in my mind I've already taken care of that. I've already prepared myself for it. We have plenty of water. We have plenty of gas. We have we have spare tires. We're not planning to be out there for a week, but just in case, I've got enough food in the truck to get us through a week. Just that sort of thing. Then you can go out there and just kind of relax. If there's a major rainstorm and you cannot get out of the desert because everything turned into 3 foot of mud, you're still okay. You're fine.
That's good.
Yeah, and the big deal is never go alone.
Right.
You always got to have a partner with you, always. Don't go out there thinking you're going to go dig something up and you're about there by yourself because you're overexcited. You got to get somebody to go with you every single time. I mean, you slip and fall and blow your knee, who's going to come get you? And there's no cell service out there or anything. And Most individuals nowadays, they don't carry satellite phones with them. So they've got no communication, none whatsoever.
Right. Now, do you guys carry a satellite phone with you when you're out there?
Not always, but sometimes, yes. I have something that I can communicate from, satellite. So just basically anywhere in the world, I can communicate back in case something happens. But I'll be completely honest, it's not always in my bag, which, better or worse.
Right. So was there a time when you guys were like younger and you said, I'm going to go find this treasure with or without you, and the other one said, I ain't going, and you took off on your own?
No.
No, never?
No, that never happened. When we were kids, we chased, when we were kids, we chased treasures all over the place, and that didn't exist, I want you to know, but in our minds they did.
What do you mean didn't exist? Now,
okay, brothers thought they existed, But what I mean by that is we'd run around out there and we'd be chasing saguaro cactuses, and there would be a star on the saguaro that looked like an arrow, and we would follow the direction of that arrow to the next saguaro, and then there might be an X or something on that saguaro, or another thing that looked like an arrow, or some sort of a marker.
I remember that. We did that.
Yeah, I told you, but that's why I'm telling the story. And we would do that and run around. But the reality of it is we didn't have any real story to go on. We didn't even have any idea where we were going or where we were going to wind up, and it didn't matter. That was the whole thing. We were kids on a treasure hunt having a great time.
It was something, I looked at it as something we had to do, because I thought nobody's ever seen this before.
Right.
And so maybe we could be the ones to solve this and find the treasure.
Oh, I could see it.
Yeah, so
that didn't happen.
No, on those particular hunts, we never found anything. But nowadays when we go out and we treasure hunt and we do it, a little more logical and put a little bit more effort in. Reality of it is, while we're out there, those are the times that you remember. You start remembering back, like when you were 12 years old and what we were doing, and you're kind of going, you know what? We're really doing the same thing. Nothing's really changed, and that's awesome, because that's what I was speaking about earlier, where you get that connection back to who we are as brothers and where we come from, and it connects you back to the land that you're in itself. And I think just as important, if not even more important, it connects you back to history and the past.
Yeah.
And that really gives you, it just broadens your world and helps you to understand that, the world is not today. It was also yesterday, and it's going to be tomorrow too. So why not live in all three?
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what's pretty neat about it. So what made you decide now on the show this week, the treasure you're going after, what made you decide to go after that one first?
Well, that's a complicated question.
Well, I'm sorry.
I think the best answer for that is that we had really good information to go on this story. Mm-hmm. Just fantastic information, and it's one that it was a story that we really hadn't hunted, before. We knew of it, but we never went out there because we didn't have enough to go on. And then this one, we had some amazing new information, and we said, this is brand new, and we got to go. And so it just made sense that this would be the story to do. It was kind of an obvious decision for us.
Right.
And we wanted to do one in the Southwest, in our home state, in Arizona.
Sure.
So I think that they agreed with that. And as Josh said, just the timing of it all, it just happened naturally like that.
Mm-hmm. So how many, off the top of your head, how many treasures have you searched for?
Oh, dozens. I don't know. Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah. You mentioned Forrest Fenn earlier. And we made a joke about it. But yeah, we've certainly been on that trail too. Mm-hmm. We decided we've been on that trail a couple times actually, and decided we would investigate that and see what we thought about it. And no, we did not find Forrest Fenn's treasure. I'll admit that.
You didn't have to admit it. We could have just left it as a mystery.
So there's still a chance.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So,
But, I mean, it's probably still out there, and I hope somebody finds it someday.
do you believe in it? I mean, do you believe it's there?
I don't have enough information yet to where I totally believe in it. I believe in it enough to have investigated it.
Right.
But I'm not 100% sure about it.
Okay.
I'm really not.
Right, because that seems to be the treasure nowadays, and that's why it seems to spark everybody's interest. So I'm thinking this new show of yours is going to shine a light on some of the older ones like you want it to do and bring those back up to where it sparks more interest with people,
Yeah, Forrest Fenn is a great story. Mm-hmm. It's a modern-day story. I mean, Forrest Fenn, he's still here, and this is what he did and decided to do if you take him at his word. And at this point, I don't see a reason not to.
Right.
But you said it really to go back in time and to connect to the past and follow that history. To me, it has more meat to it, and the story is just that much better.
Sure. So go ahead, Dennis.
I was gonna say we had a question in the chat room for you guys. It says, do you guys use Google Maps to help you get a general overview of the areas you're about to explore, and what other resources do you find helpful?
Yeah, Google Maps, sure. USGS's will we'll find old maps. Find the maps that were printed in the 1950s. We'll find maps that were printed in the 1860s. Just every map out there, and when you zero in on a location, you want to get the oldest maps you can find. But yeah, you use everything possible. The new maps, they'll orient you. They'll show you the roads that exist today, but they're not going to show you the roads that existed yesterday. It's not a great resource for us necessarily. But yeah, we want to. I mean, and that is an issue. The new maps, and I'm not picking on Google Earth at all, but the new maps that are out there that you'll pull, they don't have as much of the locations on them. Many locations have been taken off the maps. So you look at the old map. That's why we go to the old maps, because those names of those peaks and those mountains and those canyons, they're still on those older maps.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
All right.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly right. I mean, even you go back in time, and you could have, because you had people coming out here for the first time, you had different groups of people that were naming the same mountain, but yet two different names. Mm-hmm. And both of those groups might have drawn a map, but the treasure story might only pertain to the name of the one group. And so sometimes you find that out. You're looking at this old map, you're going, these aren't the right names. This must not be the right place. But yet there could be a map out there that exists that you start to understand, oh, that's where this came from. But as far as a map that leads you to the treasure, good luck, Chuck. Those don't exist.
Right.
Have you ever gotten any?
X marks the spot.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten any of those maps that's like, here's this treasure map. It's legit. You got to check it out. Have you ever gotten any of those?
Absolutely. I will tell you something. How many do you want?
I'm good right now. I was just wondered, have you ever gotten any? And it's like, this is where it is. You got to go find it. Have you ever followed that?
Any good map that supposedly leads you to the treasure must be very vague.
Right.
And those are all over the place. And yes, we've had people give us maps like that. We've ran across maps like that. But honestly, what do you do with it? I mean, you can try and overlay it and try and figure it out, over the terrain. And is this what they meant by that or not? Most likely the map is phony.
Gotcha.
So the treasure story may not be phony.
Okay.
But realize you had other treasure hunters throughout the decades that have gone through there, and many of these other treasure hunters, they would draw their own map of the area that they searched and maybe thought that this treasure existed. And as they pass on, that map still exists, and then all of a sudden it becomes a map to the treasure. And actually, it was never even meant to be a map to the treasure. It was just that particular treasure hunter's search.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Makes sense, too. Man. I love when you guys are on. You guys are a wealth of information. Favorite treasures? Which one is it?
Lost Dutchman Mine.
Lost Dutchman Mine. And how?
Absolutely, yeah. It's right out our backyard. And, of course, Dad came here in the mid-'60s to look for the Lost Dutchman Mine. So that's why we're here.
Okay.
And we've written books on it. We've done the research. We've been in the field, hundreds of times searching for it. We've come to our own conclusions on that story. And we don't actually search for it anymore. But as far as I'm concerned, we closed that chapter on that. We wrote the book on it. We've found the evidence out there that it points to that a particular mine that I've documented that is the Lost Dutchman Mine. And I think people are coming around to it more and more. I published my book in 2009, and I think that you cannot discredit facts.
All right.
You can discredit coincidences, but you can't discredit facts.
Right.
And in this particular case, there's so many coincidences sprinkled in with too many facts, and it just points you to one location. And I don't want to deter anybody from going out there and looking all over the place for it. Because we ourselves have not, we haven't gone into the mine and dug up tons of ore that's, a third solid gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we made our own conclusions on it, of course, but we certainly haven't brought the gold out of the mountains ourselves.
Right.
So, other people, they go out there looking for it. That's great. They search for a dozen different treasures out there in the superstitions. And we pack those people in the mountains and drop them off, and we'll come back and get them in a week or 10 days. And, it's just kind of Disneyland out there for them, I think.
I think it sounds like it would be for us, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
it's a giant game of Clue, so it's always a whodunit. Every one of these treasure stories is a whodunit, and figure it out. And like Jesse was saying with the Dutchman, we think we know who done it and why that legend exists, and we certainly believe in the Lost Dutchman Mine and its existence. And that's as far as we'll probably take that story, but it is the story that we cut our teeth on, if you will. We grew up hunting the Dutchman with our father, so it's the one that is the most near and dear to our heart.
That's cool. Now, what's the name of that book, Josh?
That's Jesse's book.
Oh, it's Jesse. Sorry, guys.
Jacob's Trail.
And where can people get that book?
The Lost Dutchman Museum at Apache Junction, Superstition Historical Society. That's actually what it'll pull up on the website. I don't know their .com, but it's Superstition Historical Society. They can order it through there. Or they can contact me directly, and I can send them a book that way, too.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Sounds like it'd be an interesting read, for sure. For any of the
a lot of history in it, a lot of history Arizona in it. And like I say, and I saw it, for me anyway, for Josh, for our father, it solves the riddle of the Lost Dutchman Mine, for sure.
Right. Now, do you ever see yourself writing another book, Jess?
Sure, yeah. I would love to write another one. Not now, later down the road, but not now. I'd love to write many different things, even novels, intertwining in some, actual history that happened in the West and characters that actually existed. I think that that's what the attraction is for me. I don't like, okay, I'll watch a good TV show, a good story, a good movie, whatever, but I really like something that is real or almost real, that actually happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because that inspires me to further the story, to go out into the field and go searching for it myself. It kind of, in a way, makes us a part of that history,
right.
Going forward. And
that means something at least to us.
Right. Now, have you ever been to any other states? Now, let's not count, I'm not going to count Greenland, looking for treasures other than Arizona?
Oh, for sure. Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, California.
I was in Missouri and Nebraska searching for Jesse James's treasure this summer.
That's an interesting one.
That is an interesting one, yeah.
Uh-huh. And what do you think of that?
Oh, I'm still investigating, so I ain't going to tell you anything.
Okay, darn it. I can't wait till you could tell us some on that one.
This is what I'll say on that is that it's about $25 million that he and his gang stole.
Right.
Yet we don't know where any of the money went. They were poor. They were always poor. They couldn't even afford to buy a draft horse for their farm.
Right. Makes sense.
Not that they didn't spend a night in a fancy hotel room or something here or there, or have, just your, some expenses, but $25 million, come on, it disappeared completely.
Yeah. That's a good one.
There's something else there where I think Jesse James was way more organized than just some, robber out in Missouri, looting trains and banks. I mean, I think it was way more organized than that.
It is an interesting one. I'd like to see you go do more of that one. Now, somebody in the chat room asked again, Jesse, what's the name of the book and how can people contact you for the book?
The name of the book is Jacob's Trail, and they can call our horseback riding stables directly at 480-982-4040.
There you go. Yeah, somebody asked how they could get that book and stuff, so hopefully that helps them and they'll get that. Man, you guys are just too interesting. It's like, do you guys ever just take a break from it and say, we're not going to do this for a while. Let's go, I don't know, skiing or something. I'm just winging it there.
I went skiing one time, and it was a complete and utter disaster. So, stick to what you know, Tim.
I know, but you guys seem to live this every day, and it's like, what do you do when you just want to not do it? What do you do for your fun time when you're saying, we're done treasure hunting today, Jess or Josh, and let's go do this?
Well, maybe sadly it's always in the back of our mind no matter where we go. So,
right.
I mean, if I go to Hawaii, I'm keeping my eyes and ears open. Maybe somebody lost some coins over there. I don't know. I know I'm supposed to be resting on the beach too, but if I'm snorkeling, I'm always looking for that treasure box beneath me. It's just something that's ingrained in you. I mean,
it is.
Obviously we know how to do other things, and we certainly do, but it's always something that you're going to gravitate towards once you start treasure hunting and you get hooked on it. I don't know. I think I can compare it to some people. They love football, and you know how much some people love football, so, and that's just what they love to do. And treasure hunting is that's our hobby. That's what we love to go out and do and spend time doing.
Sure. And we being prospectors, and we're the same way, we're always looking, I bet there's gold there. But yeah, it stays in your mind no matter what you're doing, but it's...
Yeah, you cross over a creek or anything.
Yeah, it's like, there's got to be gold there.
Yeah, every time I cross over a bridge or a creek, I'm looking down to see what kind of cobbles or, rocks are down in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what if? Yeah, exactly. I get that feeling all the time. What if?
Hey, some of the best finds have been found accidentally, right? So keep your eyes open always.
Oh, definitely. Eyes seem like they're always to the ground. It's it's just like you said, it's ingrained. It's there. Once you've done it, it sticks with you, and it's just like interesting. Man, guys, you guys just I don't know. You guys are very interesting, and we love talking to you because.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be cool to have around a campfire, you know?
Yeah, I can see. I can sit around a campfire.
We'll be out there this week.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, wait a minute. You can have them guide you up into the mountain, Shad.
Yeah, you bet. There you go.
If you really are going to be out here, stop in for sure.
They are going to be out there. I guess Kathleen, aren't you going to go
Wednesday
exploring some ghost towns out there or something, Kathleen?
Yeah, we're gonna go. Where are we going, Shad? He's the organizer of the itinerary.
For the ghost towns, we're going to hit up like the whole Tombstone surrounding areas all through the southeast part of the state.
Yeah, good. On to Galeyville?
Yep.
Good, cool.
Yeah, Galeyville's really cool.
Then they're going to be doing some prospecting with old Jimbo.
Yep.
Yeah, Jim Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we know that guy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what he said.
Yeah, we know you do. Our buddy Jimbo. But it'd be a blast to hang out around a campfire with you guys. I'm sure you guys could just keep the stories going one after another. It's like, good God. Maybe write a book on just your stories. You know?
Campfire tales.
Campfire tales, yeah.
Our father needs to write a book, that's for sure. He's got some stories talk about the 1960s around here in Apache Junction.
See, that would be cool too, wouldn't it?
So it was like the Wild West, as he describes out here. Sure.
And how's your dad doing these days?
He's great. He's doing just great.
That's awesome. Has he tried to get out there with you guys ever?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we still treasure hunt together. Dad's in fantastic shape, and he can still hike with the best of us. So we absolutely do go out there and do that. And there's stories that our dad is more connected to, so those will be the ones that obviously we go out there with them. And then there's other stories that kind of Jesse and I have followed that lead, and he keeps up to date on it. He wants to know what's going on.
Oh,
and I'm sure when we get close, then he's ready to get in the truck and go with us.
That's cool. That is neat, though, that your dad is with you guys on that, and you could share all that with him, and he's into it as much as you guys, if not more, right? It's like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. He's written several books on not just the Dutchman mine, but other treasure stories as well. So, it is really obvious that he is our father.
That is one of these nights we should get him on here with you guys.
We won't be able to get a word in edgewise if you put him on here.
Well, maybe we'll just ask him to be on one night. That would be great. I'm sure he's got a bunch of great stories.
He's got some amazing stories, and like I say, he was in Arizona, and he moved out to Arizona literally just to hunt treasure. That was why he came to the Superstition Mountains, was because he dreamed of it when he was a kid back in Buffalo, New York.
Wow.
And his family moved out to Southern California, and he went with them when he was in high school, and that got him closer to Arizona. And the next thing you know, he was making trips out here and finally moved to Arizona in the 1960s. And he was 100% sure he was going to find the Lost Dutchman mine, and he was going to be rich. And instead, he started a horseback ride stable. And that stable, matter of fact, next year, 2018, will be the horseback riding stables, the OK Corral stables. It'll be its 50th year in business.
Wow, that is awesome, guys. Wow. Very cool. Now, somebody asked in the chat room what your father's name is.
Ron.
So
Ron Feldman, and his books are out there too, and you can get his books at the museum or same. You can call that our business number there, and I'm sure we can get some books out to you.
That is cool. Yeah, he would be interesting to have on. He would probably be a hoot. I see how you guys are, so I'm sure your dad would be a blast. Yeah.
Oh, yes, he would. He would.
You're going to have to put a little bug in his ear and mention it to him for me and say, hey, Dad,
we will for you.
How would you like to get on this show and talk for about an hour? That would be sweet. He would, and we would love to hear his stories. I'm sure everybody would. That's the stuff that you look forward to. You always love hearing the stories from people that have done this and have been around, and that's what makes it so great. And and we really love it when you guys come on and talk to us and taking the time, and we can't wait to see this new show. And we're encouraging everybody. We're sharing the crap out of it on all the social medias. We really want people to watch this and like it. Let's get a series going on this, not just a pilot. We really want to see this go and last for years to come.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate that. And anybody share, tell your friends, and watch Travel Channel, and we'd appreciate that more than you know. And we want the same thing. We want to just be able to keep telling these stories and keep doing this, and having a good time while we're doing it too.
All right. And the name of the show is Lost Gold, and it will be on. It's Wednesday night, right?
Thursday.
Thursday. So yeah, right. Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and on the Travel Channel. So everybody listening tonight, watch, share this information with everybody. We want everybody watching it. I know we'll be watching it for sure. And I know we had you guys for an hour, so we're going to say goodbye. And we want to thank you guys again for stopping by. And you know you're always welcome here anytime you got anything you want to share with us.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim, and thank you all. We really do appreciate it, and we enjoy your show too.
All right, thanks, guys, and we hope to talk to you again soon. Good luck, guys.
Thanks, guys. All right, take care.
Guys.
Take care, guys. Bye. Them guys are awesome.
Oh man,
Definitely tuning in.
They are one of our favorite guests here. I think. You know, I mean, I can.
Well, you could tell they love what they do.
They do. You
and
hear it.
The passion just.
Oh,
It's infectious. It really
yeah,
is.
you hear it in their voice, and when I'm listening to them, you just get like chills listening to these stories.
yeah, and it's not just now there's another treasure hunt series. Hopefully, turns into series come out. So, and that's what I love. I mean, so now I have Curse of Oak Island and now Lost Gold.
Yeah, it's
I hope it goes.
I like the fact that it's not a reality show.
Right.
That's what appeals to me, just because those are the types of shows that I seek out when I'm flipping through the
right. We
whatever.
get tired of equipment breakdowns and stuff like that. We want to see something that makes sense.
The history,
And-
definitely the history.
And speaking
And
of,
just to see their approach.
Yeah,
on
and
how
they
they
do it and
really
stuff.
watch it.
this is how.
Oh
Now,
my gosh, I didn't even think about, following the money, because when you think about the society and how political it is,
right?
yeah, that's something I never...
That's what I mean. So I think watching this show could help a lot of people out. They're going to learn a lot from it. It's not just going to be a show showing, okay, we found the treasure. We had a flat tire. I think they're going to show you this is what it's about. And this is the trail and how we get to this point to find this. And it's just going to be interesting. You're going to learn a lot watching it. And it's really going to be a great show. And we're really happy that the guys got a new show. I mean, we loved them on Ice Cold Gold. But I think this is going to be the one that just keeps going, and it's going to be awesome. I look forward to seeing it because there's a lot of interesting treasure stories out there. So
I'll make sure I tune in.
And seeing somebody,
even though we're going to be on our trip, I'm going to make sure we tune in.
Yeah, and this, actually seeing somebody on the hunt, and not just the same one over and over. I mean, they're going to be doing different ones, different places, and that's really cool too. So it might be right in your own backyard. You don't know until. That's why I said everybody tune in. We want to see them get this show bad, for sure.
Yeah.
And everybody has, that story that they had, how they got into treasure hunting. And I know when I was a little girl, my mom, to entertain me, would give me a spoon, and we lived in the city, so I didn't really have, the desert to roam around in,
right.
but I would dig holes in the backyard looking for treasure.
You were just looking for treasure, though. You didn't know. You just, I guess kind of like they said when they were 10 and 12. Yeah, they were believing in there was treasure, and they'd just go out looking, and they'd see something, and they'd think that was a clue. So that's really cool. I mean, I really like when they're on here. We could spend hours with them guys, I'm telling you. Without a doubt. So, speaking of history of things, Kathleen's got a new segment tonight for everybody. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, Kathleen's going to roll with that. So, everybody, stick around. We'll be right back.
Do you like to mine for gold? Enjoy prospecting a nice crack in the bedrock? Enjoy getting outdoors to camp, fish, hunt, and hike on your public lands? You plan your trip, load the gear, grab the dog, put the family in the truck, and drive off to a locked gate. A sign says you cannot enter or access your own public lands. Mining claims and public land owned by we the people are being designated as off limits by our own government every single day. Are you concerned about the direction our government is going? Are you tired of seeing no access, no entry signs on your lands? We are, and we are fighting back. We are AMRA, America Mining Rights Association, the fastest growing small mining advocacy association in America. AMRA is a 501c3 not-for-profit formed by miners, hunters, off-roaders, retired military men, and women to stop the insanity. AMRA was formed to educate, unite, and help the small miners and public land users on their rights. Rights given to us by God. Do you want access to great mining claims? For a small tax-deductible donation to their Miners Legal Fund, your family gains access to proven excellent mining claims across America for an entire year. AMRA challenges the USFS, BLM, EPA, and the other agencies intent upon stopping you from enjoying your own lands. You are who pays these people's wages. It is time they listen to us. We need to unite. And that is what AMRA is doing. As you sit here right now, thousands of acres of public lands are being closed, locked, and blocked from use by you. Are you fed up yet? Join us. Get in on this fight and let's restore America to what our families fought and died for. Freedom. Just visit AmericanMiningRights.com. AmericanMiningRights.com. Also, check us out on Facebook at American Mining Rights Association. AmericanMiningRights.com.
Just stopped by on my way home to show you all my gold.
You've been digging into some Jimbo's Gold pay dirt.
Yeah, Jimbo's Gold made me a hero.
Huh?
Got an amazing idea and supplies on sale from Jimbo's website. With bad weather, bored kids, and stressed wife, I threw a panning party for the kids and their friends. All the moms got a break, kids had a blast. Hero.
Happy kids, happy wife, great gold. That's why Jimbo's Gold is always my first choice.
Did you teach panning or share your prospecting knowledge? Then you are our hero. Tell us your story for a chance to receive a hero's reward at www.jimbosgold.com/hero.
If you're interested in gold prospecting or treasure hunting as a career, hobby, passion, or just something you're interested in getting into, you have to visit goldprospectorspace.com. At goldprospectorspace.com, you'll find forums, chats, videos, blogs, sections on dry washing, metal detecting, high banking, and so much more. At goldprospectorspace.com. There's a store, classifieds, and at goldprospectorspace.com every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Time. Tune in to Prospectors Radio, the talk show for gold prospectors and treasure hunters. Goldprospectorspace.com is a social network with thousands of members, and everything you need is at goldprospectorspace.com. Sign up today and get connected to others who share your love of gold and gold prospecting. Let the treasure hunt begin at goldprospectorspace.com. goldprospectorspace.com.
All right, everybody, we're back. And on that note, we're going to turn it over to Kathleen. She's got a new segment she's going to start tonight, and maybe we'll come up with a good, catchy name for it after tonight.
I don't know. This is going to be just, an every now and then thing, like once a month.
Okay.
Just, because, I already did the news on Wednesdays and how this came about, for those of you who have tuned in on the Wednesday shows,
right?
They hear the fun facts that I have, and once in a while I'll throw in something about history, and then it kind of sparks my interest where I just want to kind of read more about it.
Okay, I think it's cool.
Love to do, and as you know, I'm a big fan of history, and gold as well. So whenever I can read up on something that has to do with both, I'm there. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking something like a closer look with Kathleen, but I don't know. With a K. I don't know. We'll still toss that one around.
Come up with something.
Yeah. All right. Well, tonight, what I wanted to talk about, or, there's a story that I'm sure a lot of you have heard about, and I always thought it was pretty cool. So, but recently, I've been daydreaming of being out west, because that's coming up on my vacation. So I've been really excited about it. And when Shad and I were researching places to go, he came across some stories that were very interesting for Arizona. But then when I started digging, I kind of went off on a tangent. What I'm going to talk about tonight is Bodie in California. Okay. It's spelled Bodie. Mm-hmm. It's the Bodie Historic Park. It's one of the country's largest, best preserved ghost towns. And the reason why we were exploring ghost towns, as you know, is that we want to go see them. But this one I thought was very interesting. So, as with all ghost towns, you know, in the past, they started out as boom towns, right? Where the population just explodes because of something that happened. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it develops a series of, you know, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
That's all right. Don't get distracted.
Sorry. So anyway, Bodie, around a decade after the gold rush began at Sutter's Mill, 4 prospectors, they struck gold on the opposite side of the Sierras, which is known as the Eastern Foothills. And the 4 of them agreed to keep the discovery a secret until the following spring. So that winter, W.S. Bodie, and his last name is spelled Bodey, he returned with another man, a half Cherokee named, they called Black Taylor. They were going to travel to a nearby town, I think it was Monteville, for supplies, but the pair was returning to their cabin when they got caught in a blizzard, and then Mr. Bodie perished.
Oh, okay.
So in 1859, the camp that they found, or they found it as Bodie, and then they spelled it Bodie, because I guess a sign painter misspelled the name, so that's how the spelling stuck. So that's what it's known as today, Bodie, and that is in California. So when the town was slow to grow, only because there were other big gold strikes in the area. Aurora, Nevada was a big one around the area, and I think by 1876, Bodie finally became a boom town. And the way they became a boom town was kind of interesting. There was a freak mine cave-in, and it had exposed a big amount of gold. And the Standard Consolidated Mining Company invested equipment and lumber to start mining there. So in just 6 weeks, the Bodie mine shipped $1 million worth of gold bullion out. So that's a lot of gold for back then. Mm-hmm. So in the meantime, you know, the town proceeds to grow. It develops 2 stamp mills. More settlers come to town. A lot of Mexican and Chinese mine workers came into town. Of course, they had gamblers and prostitutes, you know, bad guys, the usual suspects of the Wild West. And the population grew to be over 10,000 people. The town had 2,000 buildings on its peak, and that includes a Wells Fargo Bank, 4 volunteer fire companies, and its very own brass band.
Oh, their own brass band.
Yes. It boasted 65 saloons and only 1 jail.
Oh, wow. One jail?
So, I know. That doesn't...
No, not for 65 saloons.
Yeah, I mean, for back then, too. I mean, that was...
Right.
Think about it. You got, you know, if you did something bad, you were hung pretty quick.
No, that's really true, too.
True.
You don't really need much jail
They
space.
didn't have appeals.
Hang them. Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
good point, Shad.
All right, so the boom lasted from the time period of 1879 to 1882. Sorry about that.
Okay.
By then, people started leaving for towns like Tombstone. 2 major mines were abandoned around 1897. The railway was abandoned in 1917. And then 2 major fires occurred that also helped the decline of the town. One occurred in 1892 and 1932. So the town, you know, still hung on. They wanted to try to build a different family-friendly town by building more churches. But the very last mine hung on until, I guess, around 1942, when the town finally succumbed to vandals and burglars. So that was the decline of Bodie.
Oh, okay.
So, but in 1961, they did, They did make it a landmark.
Mm-hmm.
They said it was a National Historic Landmark, and what they call as an arrested decay. That means they will protect the buildings, but they will not restore them.
Okay.
I guess so. That's how the historical site is today, and I guess 168 buildings still remain, and some are still frozen in time, so that the tourists who come to town can still walk through them and tour the places. And of course, the Bodie Cemetery is still intact.
Interesting.
And this is where the story gets a little bit away from gold, but kind of like to the legends and the ghosts and the ghost stories that I looked up different ones when I was doing research on it, and it was kind of interesting. So I'm going to talk a little bit about them.
Go ahead,
One of
please.
Yeah, I guess it's still haunted, and there's an interesting. There's an interesting thing about the haunting a theory, which I'll cover here shortly, of why this area has just got a lot of activity. Not that I'm a paranormal investigator or anything, but I thought it made sense. I don't know. So anyway, one of the ghosts that the town still reports is located at the J.S. Kane house, and this is in the town, the corner of Green and Park Street. The ghost is a Chinese lady who they believe is possibly a maid of the prominent businessman who owned the home. Rangers of the park who work at this historical park have reported seeing a woman peering from an upstairs window. I can't pronounce this.
That's okay.
Surprise. But
Bring it.
She's appearing from the upstairs window from the Deschambault house.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's French.
Close
but anyway,
enough.
That's another big mansion, I guess, in town, or what's left of it. Now, I wouldn't say it's big mansion. It's just a house. Rangers have also reported hearing children's laughter, and they hear that outside of the Medicini house.
Ooh.
Oh.
Pretty cool.
I don't know. One man visiting the Bodie Cemetery with his little girl, he noticed his little girl was giggling and laughing and playing with somebody that he couldn't see, but she was really interacting with this person, I guess. But I guess that ghost is known as the Angel of Bodie. And the child was killed when she was accidentally hit in the head by a miner's pick. So actually the dead child's name was Evelyn. It was the 3-year-old daughter of Albert and Fanny Myers, who died in 1897.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess you can still go visit her grave in the Bodie Cemetery. It would be the one with the figure of a child angel made out of white marble. So that's interesting.
That's cool.
For the ghost aspect of it.
That's cool though. Mm-hmm. Pretty freaky.
So, yeah, not only ghosts that this town is known for, it's also known for what's known as the Bodie curse. So, legend has it that Bodie's inhabitants, they were fiercely possessive of what they had, because they had to go out to this area and build a town, and they out in the West, and the weather conditions there aren't that hospitable. Mm-hmm. So they're very tough people, and it said that the long dead spirits want to ensure that what they've left behind remains intact because they worked so hard for it. So the curse, or the legend of the curse, is it's believed that anyone who removes anything, large or small, from the town will be cursed with a string of bad luck. So if you go and visit the place, and let's say you pick something up and want a rock, or it's a pretty rock that I see on the ground, but or anything from Bodie, and you take it with you, they say that misfortune and tragedy would be heaped upon the victim who took the object until it's returned. So, some claim that ghosts of Bodie patrol the crumbling ruins to guard against these thieves.
Interesting. Somebody put in the chat room, don't take nothing from Bodie. And I bet you that's why.
So that's what this is speaking of, is that curse. So according to park ranger, I read this in an article. His name is Brad Sturbenant. He states the curse still exists today. The curse spooked former visitors who often would return the items that they've taken, like nails and whatever piqued their interest at the time. He said most of it comes back in unmarked boxes. But they still get letters from people saying that they're very, very sorry that they took it and they hope that their luck will change. Wow. The earliest use of the actual phrase, the curse of the Bodie, evidently in research in history, appears in 1925. This was from a former resident of Bodie. However, he was speaking of something entirely different from what we're talking about here. He was simply stating that, basically saying what had befallen of the town of Bodie, that caused its decline. So he had wrote the curse of Bodie as it was of the Comstock was the stock market, which was manipulated by stock gamblers in San Francisco for their own profit, regardless of the merits of the mines and without thought for the thousands that found their ruin in the unholy game. So that was what the writer spoke about as being the curse, and people, somehow this evolved into the notion of a different type of curse that we know today. The Bodie curse is one that does not harm the town, but instead defends it from its pillagers. So, are you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, I keep.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's going on.
You're hearing them sounds from Bodie.
Oh, must be
because you're talking about it.
Creeped out.
That's what it is.
Obviously, the curse is being promoted today, to get people to visit, but they actually have hung the letters from the individuals who have returned the items because of what they took had given them bad luck.
Right.
And here's some of the examples.
Yeah, let's hear one.
An early letter was dated in 1922. This person having taken a nail from Bodie, the writer states, "Life since then has been a steady downward slide. It's possible that all the unpleasant events of the past 9 months are coincidence, but just in case the Bodie curse is real, I'm returning the nail."
Would you take anything from there?
No, I'm not going to challenge that.
Anything? I don't think I would either. No.
But, if I didn't know of the curse of, people weren't talking about it and I'm just there visiting, I think taking a rock would probably be something I would do. If I saw it on the ground and I thought, oh, this is a really pretty piece of quartz, I'm going to pick it up and put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And not even think about it.
Yes. That's weird. And then you didn't know, and then all of a sudden your luck turned to crap and everything started going downhill. And you didn't know about this curse. You wouldn't know to send it back.
Well, that kind of brings me, I think, to this next one.
Okay.
This letter, 1994, was dated and addressed. When they read it, they have this one hanging up, and I'm just going to read it for what it said.
Yeah.
It said, "Dear Bodie spirits, I am sorry," and that's in capital letters. 1 year ago, around the 4th of July, I was visiting the ghost town. I'd been there many times before, but had always followed the regulations about collecting. This trip was different. I collected some items here and there and brought them home. I was a visitor again this year, and while I was in the museum, I had read the letters of those who had collected things and had bad luck. I started to think about the car accident that I had, the loss of my job, my continuing illness, and other bad things that have haunted me for the past year since my visit and violation. I am generally not superstitious, but please find enclosed the collectibles I just couldn't live without. Please, I ask the spirits to see my regret. And it was signed the one with the very guilty conscience.
Wow. Wow. I would never take nothing from there. No way.
No, not now. No, never.
I'm glad you shared this story.
Well, yeah. Did you not know about the...
No, I didn't know nothing about this.
I remember seeing something on the television about something of a curse of a town where even, like, somebody had taken a rock and, you know, like, gravel on their shoe or something like that. I don't know. And they were like, oh, we had so much bad luck. And I don't know. Actually, the TV show was called Beyond Bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the year 2000. And on that show, there was a German man who had talked about how his uncle removed a small bottle from Bodie, and 2 days later had a car accident on the Autobahn.
Oh, wow.
And the next day, his son took the bottle to school to show his classmates, and on the way home, I got in a really bad bike accident. And the guy on the show, you know, was basically saying, yeah, I believe in the curse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was another story of 2 teenagers who collected rocks to make a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is something I probably would have done, yeah, to make a necklace. And then when they wore the necklaces, I guess it was reported that they each developed rashes, and then one of them sprained their ankle. So
it ain't nothing to fool with.
I don't know. Explanations? I don't know.
No explanation. Don't take nothing from Bodie.
Coincidence? Who knows?
It's an odd coincidence.
You decide.
You're right. Yeah, you decide. Is it worth it? No.
So the explanation that I was referring to just a little bit ago, there is one. I don't know if any of you watch these ghost stories and paranormal shows on TV, but Ed Warren, he is an expert in the field of demonology. Okay. So I guess you can call him a demonologist. Anyway, he studies curses and other paranormal activity. And his theory about the Bodhi curse, he believed that the atmosphere of early Bodhi, that would be of all the people desperate and determined to strike it rich, coming out there and, you know, inhabiting this harsh environment, evidently instilled some form of supernatural power. And that, he said that people who come to Bodhi with the intent of challenging evil, so to speak, if they come and say, the curse may be legend, but if I'm coming here and I'm gonna tempt fate and just take this stuff and just see what happens, they're basically challenging evil, and if they challenge it, then they will come in contact with evil.
Wow. Or
bad luck, bad energy, if you will.
Bad mojo.
Yeah, bad mojo.
Yeah.
So he's saying, you know, cursed items will take a life of their own, and you know, if there are vibrations of evil there, then the spirits are drawn to wherever the items are taken. Mm-hmm. Something to that effect. I thought that was interesting.
It is.
I believe in negative energies and things like that, and then, you know, crystals, the healing energies too, you know, and those types of things. So
yeah,
and maybe, you know, with it being in an area where there's a lot of gold and there's a lot of geological anomalies.
Yeah.
There could be something.
There could be. It's not worth the chance. It's like, hey, okay,
no,
I've heard this.
I'm definitely not going to tempt it.
No,
so.
don't. No.
Nope. But you know, I've never been to Bodhi, but I do want to go see it.
That would be cool. Yeah.
I really do, just because it's on it'll be on my list. And
Right.
just like Tombstone, it's,
right. You gotta
it's always
see
been
it.
on the back of my mind just to see it. I know it's touristy.
Yeah, right. I mean, when you hear these stories, it's like, oh, I want to check it out. I got to see it.
Yeah, I just want to, I just want to see where they were.
Mhm.
Just what did it look like? And
Yeah.
I'm clever enough to know what's touristy and was there before, and it's just to be there and just feel the atmosphere rather than seeing
Yeah.
all the different shops I'm sure that are there now. I can overlook that and just be in the moment and just be like, oh, okay, this is where they were, and this is kind of cool. This is the type of things that I would see in the stories or read
Right.
about or
Right.
or even even in the movies.
And that is what's cool. So, yeah, that's a definite bucket lister, man. It's like, got to check that out. It's
Yeah,
sweet.
so this Bodhi thing is going to be up there on that list of mine.
Yeah.
My list is growing. I've got to get, and I'm just going to get started on it right now because I
Way to
just
go.
can't wait.
Way to go.
I just can't wait.
I mean, if you can, you got to, right? Why not?
Well, yeah.
Why not? Man,
So I don't know, guys. What do you think?
Yeah, what did everybody
the
think?
Bodhi curse. Call in, share your
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah, share your thoughts. And share your thoughts on what you think about Kathleen's new segment. Think it's pretty awesome.
Oh,
I think it's cool. I like this.
Yeah.
It's like an extended fun facts, like she talked
it is
about before.
a very, very extended fun fact, and that's how I was looking at it when I was doing it because I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What am I going to write about? And I was like, I'll just talk about something
Right,
fun.
but
and-
everybody loves your fun
Okay.
facts on your news on Wednesday nights, and this being like, you've taken it a step further and extend the fun facts, and it puts more into it, more perspective into, because you could have gave us the story on the fun facts, and it's a quick snippet. That's cool, but now you've explained it and brought it into light to where we know. Now I know. See, like I said, I didn't even know about this. Now I know. and
I think that the GPAA has a claim in Arizona that we went to actually a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and I think it was called the Bodhi claim, but I don't think it has anything to do with the same town or anything like that.
Right.
I just think that's just what
they
they
just
named
use the
it.
name. Well,
But I don't really know what the story is behind the name of that either.
Well, I thought it was awesome, Kathleen. Thank you very much. There is a caller. Let's see if it's about
Cool.
your segment. Let's take this caller. All right. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Nugget Brain in Colorado. What's going on tonight?
No, Nugget Brain.
Hey, Wayne.
Not much. We're just talking about Kathleen's new extended fun facts. What's happening out that way?
No, we got a lot of good things coming, but the other day when Dennis was trying to tell you what Watts was donating for you, you were playing that great music that Dennis really loves from Jeopardy.
Yep. And I must have upset him because he didn't repeat himself. Is that what it was?
Turn the volume up to what he did.
Wah.
Well, you missed out on it, so.
Anyway, Watts wants to donate to you for your Christmas giveaway a Garrett Gold Panning Kit, one of those kits that they sell, and let's see who's on. I got the box sitting right here. Let's see who's on here. I have a Freddie Dodge one, or I have a Hoffman kit.
All right, guys.
We will donate one of those
Cool.
Garrett kits to you from Garrett and Watts.
Cool.
And also we will give you a 3-year membership for Watts.
Awesome.
So go ahead and figure it out.
Oh, wow, awesome. So we'll make this part of the Christmas giveaway. So when do we want to do the Christmas giveaway, guys? Not Christmas Eve. We probably ain't going to do a show Christmas Eve. So we'll say...
We're not?
I don't know. Are
Wait,
we?
what day does Christmas fall on this year?
It falls on a Monday.
A Monday.
Yeah.
Well, sure we can.
Maybe we can do one Christmas Eve. It's according. Everybody's going to probably be with their families Christmas Eve, aren't they?
Christmas Eve evening.
Yeah, Christmas Eve
Yeah,
evening.
pretty much.
That's what I'd figure.
That's when all the festivities.
Right. That's what I know.
A lot of, like, when you have multiple families to visit. You got to spread it out.
What do you think, Wayne? 17th? Let's do the Christmas giveaway the 17th, the week before. Okay? Awesome, Wayne.
And Watts will ship it to them. You'll get me the information. I will send them a membership card immediately.
Okay.
And a thank you for listening to your radio program.
Well, we thank you very much, and I know our listeners thank you as well. And you know, we always appreciate you calling in and keeping us up to speed on what's happening out that way. And
Well, that's not the only good information I have.
Well, what else you got?
We got a Cyber Monday starting. It's already started this evening. We kicked it off early. We have teamed up with the Pomerankies, and they have a coin that they are selling for $99, and the coin is actually coated with the gold from Nome off the Pomerankies dredges up there. So we have a special for all people that want to join Watts, or if they want to renew their membership, they just go to the Watts. It's www.ats.org. Go on there, and right on our front page, register on there for this. It costs you $85. You get the coin, which they're selling for $99. And you get a Watts membership. So you're getting a double bonus, and it's from the Pomerankies. It's numbered 1 through 5,000. They only have 5,000 of these available. And it's going to be till the end of this month. I think it's the 30th or 31st of November that you can get in on this, or you could get in on this, and it's a limited edition. And the first ones that come in get the first coins, and it works its way up. So you want to get one of the first ones, not one of the last ones.
That is cool. And Chris posted the link in the chat room to Watts. So that is cool. People can click that and go and check that out and find out more information about that, too. That is pretty neat. Coated with the gold that they pull out of the Bering Sea, huh?
They pull out of the Bering Sea. We've been in negotiations on this for about 3 or 4 weeks now, working it all out. We figured Cyber Monday would be a good day to do it, so we've already posted it. So go ahead and order your coin now and get your membership.
That is awesome. Thank you, brother, and I hope everybody takes advantage of that. Chris put the promo code in there as well. I can't talk. But so there's the link. There's the promo code. So check it out, everybody. That'd be a pretty neat little Christmas gift for somebody. Coin from the Pomerankies coated with some of that Bering Sea gold. That'd be pretty awesome. I'd like to get one for Christmas myself. Man.
We have so many things. I could do a whole radio show on you, what Watts is doing. Let me just give you a couple other ones. We do have a lifetime membership, and we're going to take payments, but you have to pay by January 1st. We'll take payments on that. Our lifetime membership is regularly $575, so it's going to be $25 or $50 a month for 1 year. It'll pay it off. You'll have access to our gold claims. We will be posting that in the next 2 days on our website. We want to get this Pomeranky thing going really good for them and for us. And then in April, we are going to be doing a treasure show here in Durango, Colorado. So everybody knows ahead of time. You can start planning to come out for the weekend. We plan on doing 2 to 3 world records in one day. We have a special friend coming from overseas, and he is going to be there with us doing this world record. He's already got over 50 world records. So he wants another one, and he wants to do it with Watts.
That is awesome. Pretty cool. Man. And all this stuff people can find by going to the Watts website?
To the Watts website, to our Facebook pages. We have it on Facebook. I have it on mine under Wayne Peterson. I post everything there, and I post it everywhere else.
Awesome.
I post links all the time. Also, the last weekend in March, down in Jefferson, Texas, the Garrett hunt is coming up. It's the second memorial hunt for Mr. Charles Garrett, who passed away a couple years ago.
Right.
And And we will have the information. We already have the information up on there, in fact, on our website.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to sign up for that, last year they had over 500 people show up for metal detecting. It was a 3-day event. Watts was there. We were represented. And we've been invited back because they liked us so much, so we're going to do it again.
That is cool.
2 children and I are going to travel and go over there for 4 days.
Very nice. So have a great time, and make sure you give us an update on that when it gets closer, too. Call in and remind everybody. I just looked at that coin.
Right.
That thing is awesome. That is a sweet-looking coin.
It even comes in a little box,
I see
so it doesn't get destroyed or anything.
A certificate of authenticity and everything. That is nice, yeah. If
you just want the coin, you don't want the membership, you could go on the Palmer-Ranking website. You could buy the coin. It's $99.
Very cool. Man, thank you for sharing all this with us, and we really appreciate the awesome donation for the Christmas giveaway. We can't thank you enough, and we always enjoy when you call in and bring us up to speed on what's happening out that way, buddy.
Well, we're going to have plenty more things coming your way this year because we appreciate your show, and we know that you're getting the word out there, and all us treasure hunters, we all enjoy your show. And if they don't enjoy the show, then they can tell everybody else about it, and they can come in and enjoy the show.
That's right. Well, thank you, my friend. We appreciate it. We really do, man. We appreciate everything you do. And we want to thank you again for calling in, buddy, and for everything you and Watts do for us. So thanks, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, and have an awesome night, and be blessed, everybody out there.
All right, you too. Take care, buddy.
Okay, bye.
Right, bye, Wayne. Very cool. So we got us a little donation for our Christmas giveaway. Very nice. Thanks to Watts for that.
Yeah, I tried to say that last week, but
yeah, but what?
Hey, I tried.
I know you tried. I think Kathleen can fish up a name tonight so we can give away our gold pan snuffer vial, and that's everything, I think, from our good friends over at MakeYourOwnGoldBars.com. Our friend Steve Hamilton's donating that. One every week we've been giving away, so somebody's going to get a new pan and stuff tonight, just in time for the holidays. And so that's cool. We'll let Kathleen get a name ready, and then we're going to announce the winner of our Crony Club giveaway. So that's coming up. So,
and you don't have to be here for that, right?
No, not if you're a crony, you don't. So while we're waiting on Kathleen, I'll go ahead and do these last 2 commercials. So we'll be right back, everybody.
In 1858, gold was discovered in the rivers of New Caledonia. This discovery would spark a massive gold rush. Today, the search for gold is much easier, yet still challenging with Dirt Hog Pay Dirt. At Dirt Hog, we pride ourselves on our gold and guaranteed gold amounts. Just visit DirtHogPayDirt.com today and buy yourself a bag of the best pay dirt concentrates on the market. Order with confidence in Canada and North America. DirtHogPayDirt.com, the best gold concentrates on the market, period. Also, be sure to check out our Honest Bonus program.
Hey everyone, I want to take a minute and talk about a centrifuge that's just been introduced for the prospectors. It's called the Little Gold Spinner. They have 3 models. They have the Creekside, which is on wheels, the electric model, which can be used at home or with a generator, and the Prospector model, which can be set in a creek in up to 14 inches of water. They also have a wash box, like a high banker attachment for the Creekside and Prospector model. It is compact and very portable. The Little Gold Spinner is made to run raw material, but is efficient enough to use as a finisher for your concentrates. It's been tested to recover 99+%. I have seen the Little Gold Spinner in the field, and I have seen it work. It does recover gold, right down to the fine powder. The Little Gold Spinner is very simple to set up and run, about 1 minute of setup time with no leveling. Just set it, start running dirt. Clean out is very easy and quick also. Pull the plug out of the Little Gold Spinner and rinse your concentrates in your gold pan below. You have about 1 cup of concentrates to pan out, about 1 minute of clean out time. So be sure and check out their website, theaul.com, or you can give them a call at 574-326-5765. The Little Gold Spinner is completely made in the USA, and remember, if you're going to dig for it, get it all, theaul.com. All right, everybody, we're back. Kathleen, you got us a name.
I do.
All right, and the rules are like always. If Kathleen calls your name, you have 1 minute, 30 seconds to answer in the GPS chat room that you are here. It's that simple. Kathleen, who's our lucky winner?
The winner is Teddy C.
Teddy C.
It's Teddy and then the letter C.
Teddy and the letter C. That's what I put. Teddy and the letter C.
If you are here, answer you are here in the chat room.
Oh, he's here. All right,
there he is.
Fast. Teddy C, you're the man.
Here.
That was quick. I know Dennis would prefer I play this out. Oh, Denny, I'll give you a break.
Go fast.
Denny, you talk for a minute. I got to send Teddy C a chat. Teddy, I'm going to send you a chat. I'm going to need all your mailing information. And you can send that to me. I'm right in the chat. So this way.
Awesome. Good job, Teddy.
Yeah, that was quick. Let me see.
I like it like that.
Wait a minute.
He was on the ball. He was waiting.
That is awesome. I like when they're fast. Teddy C.
It shows they're paying attention.
Yeah, so I need more than Teddy C as a mailing address. I need the actual name and address.
Uh-oh. His identity will be revealed.
Yes, it will be. Dun, dun, dun. It will no longer...
Well, only to Tim, the creator.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
I will know. Man. See, I won't tell the secret. Teddy C.
Now, he's from...
Where's he from, Kathleen?
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts. Very cool.
Oh, look at that.
Man, very cool. Congratulations. That is cool. Great night tonight. Great show tonight. Now, I think we should go ahead and announce our winner of the Crony Club giveaway. What do you guys think? And they don't have to be here.
Yeah.
And that person, they won a Dream Mat for a cleanup sluice and a sample bag of Tommy Knuckers pay dirt. So, very cool. Very, very cool. I think Teddy sent me. Let me see. Maybe you guys could talk for me for 1 minute.
I'll think about it.
Cover me, Kathleen.
We're speechless, Tim.
Since
Cover
Tim's
me.
struggling.
I got trying to write this stuff down. It's hard for me to write and talk. It's like, because I'm afraid if Teddy disconnects, I'll lose this. So I have to write it.
So, Dennis, have you ever seen the Bodie claim or the Bodie town at all?
No.
Huh. I wonder what members of ours have.
I don't know. They call in if you've ever been to Bodie and talk about it. Is it a tourist trap? Or is it actually worth seeing for you?
I don't know about you, Dennis, but I'd be touching stuff. I can't help.
Yeah. I wouldn't be afraid to take a rock.
Oh, I would. I don't need any more bad luck. I would shake out my shoes and make sure the dust wasn't in there.
And then, of course, she'd see me. My pockets are loaded with crap.
That's bad.
A special hi to Chris from Cool Gold Tools. I think he was talking smack to me earlier. I couldn't remember exactly what he was saying, but it was something about, I don't know, Steelers whipping the Packers or something. I wasn't sure. I think that's what he sent me. I'm not sure.
Here's a caller for you guys while I do this.
All
right, this is our good buddy John Shaw. How you doing tonight, John?
Doing real good. Now, I've not been to Bodie, but I did watch Jeff Williams. He put out a little video on it. I watched it the other day. And it seemed like a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to put it on my bucket list just to go see, but I don't know if I could trust Shad there because he may have sticky fingers.
But,
I like to test fate.
I don't like to test fate.
No.
I'm
I
superstitious.
got word that the drone that I won from Scott.
Oh, did you get it?
It's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Cool.
Oh, good.
Congrats. It's awesome.
That is
You
cool.
excited?
I'm not even sure what kind it is, so it's going to be a a total surprise package.
Well, I can tell you, it's only been crashed once, so
yeah. That is cool, John.
Well, those things are pretty sturdy, so.
Yeah. So are we going to see some drone videos from you now?
I'm not sure. I got to figure out whether I can fly the thing.
Okay. I think you'll be able to handle it, you know. I think it'll be pretty neat for you, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And
but we're gonna have a little fun with it anyhow.
Oh, definitely. You make sure you do, because I think it's pretty cool, you know, that you won that drone, and we want to see some John Shaw drone videos. So I know you can do it, and it'll be cool.
All right.
Everything.
Just wanted to let you know it's supposed to be here Monday, so I'll get some pictures of it and everything.
Okay.
And we'll
and post them. Definitely.
You know, I'll post them up because winners need to post up pictures because everybody wants to see what you get.
That's right. That's right, John. Thank you. That is true. And one of our past winners sent me an email today. Actually, said they've haven't had a chance to post their winnings. They've been busy trying to find a new home and stuff, and that's understandable. But they said as quick as they do, they're going to get it, go through it, and get them pictures posted. And I told them, we understand, and thank you. We appreciate it at the same time. So, yeah, post what you win. We love to see the pictures, you know. I mean, everybody does. That these are things that you're winning by just hanging out here, being a member, listening to the show, and there's no gift that's too small.
When they post the pictures of the winnings, that you know, it kind of shares. It kind of makes everybody a winner on that.
It does, right? And it's like, hey, I could win that if I go there and listen. You never know. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know when your name's going to be called, and you be here in the chat room when your name's called, or even like when John won the drone. It was just completely different. It's just we do random things sometimes. So, but you got to be listening. You got to be in the chat. Thank you, John.
I just wanted to let you know and let Kathleen know if she wants to look up some that on Jeff Williams' YouTube there. She can get some previews of Bodie.
Yeah, she'll have to watch that now. Yep, she definitely will.
All right.
Thanks, John.
All right.
All right, you take care, brother.
Good evening.
You too, buddy. Bye, John.
Bye.
Let's see, that's cool. So that's something now you can watch that, Kathleen.
Yeah, actually, I've seen it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Is that what sparked your interest?
I can get a lot of his, videos.
Right.
And I've been watching.
So
you know what's going on Facebook with them and stuff.
Oh yeah, right. I do too. Right, same thing. Because I'm actually one of his patrons on his site, actually too.
I know I felt awful when I was sick, and when he was a guest.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time I enjoyed being on the show with him.
Oh yeah,
was on there, and then oh my gosh, I had the flu.
Yeah, you did. You were a sick one then, but
that was awful.
Well, we'll have him again. You know, I mean, no worries.
Definitely,
you can make up for it. We'll just let you take the ring or the reins or whatever.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff about ghost towns, and of course he's from that area too. So
yeah, right. I mean, you guys might run into him while you're down there. Yeah. Ever think of that? Run into old Jeff. Run into the Feldmans. Run into Jeff.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be pretty cool. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and announce the winner of the Crony Club giveaway. They don't we all know if you're a crony, you don't have to be here when your name's called. So, the winner of this month's Crony Club giveaway is, I don't have a drum roll, is Brian James. Congratulations, Brian. We'll be sending you a email and a message letting you know you won, and all the cronies be watching for the next Crony Club giveaway. It's going to be starting here probably this weekend. I'll get it posted. So. Another one coming up. And then at the end of December, we got the quarterly nugget giveaway for the cronies. So, very cool. And if you liked that, you could become a crony. Anybody can be a crony. It's fun. It's easy. You can become a patron, too, at the same time.
And he's in the chat room tonight, too.
Is he really?
So he just said
cool.
He's here. So
congrats, Brian. Yeah, congrats, buddy.
Awesome.
I'll get in touch with you or send me a message with your mailing info, and I'll get that out to you. however you want to do it is fine, and we'll get that in the mail to you. So, man, a lot going on. But, and the people that won the AMRA giveaway, I got your stuff. It's in packages.
It's in the mail.
It will be in the mail this week.
Like our paychecks.
That's right. No,
get the shirts.
not like the paychecks. But
Unless Dennis got one, I don't know.
Wait a minute. It was October 1st. So they've been waiting a while, and I appreciate their patience, you know. But I'm looking at them right now. They're all packaged up in envelopes for those 4 people that won the hats and the shirts. I got them ready to go, so they'll be getting those just in time for the holidays. They can sport their new AMRA gear, right? Pretty cool, yeah. And we always like to encourage everybody to join AMRA and check it out. They're a great organization and got some great properties that you could prospect on, and you're helping to fight the fight there by joining AMRA and becoming an AMRA member. And I know our very own Shad and Kathleen, they're lifetime members, aren't you guys?
Yes, we are paying
Very
towards the
cool.
lifetime membership.
See? Pretty neat.
Yes.
Yep. And,
I'm excited.
You know, Dennis is an AMRA member as well. That is pretty cool. You know, so we support AMRA around here very much, and we hope everybody else does too. We believe in what they're doing. What are we forgetting tonight? We gave away the gold pan. We gave away the Crony Club giveaway.
Well, real quick, somebody
buddy.
asked what's the Cronies Club. So
explain it to him, Shad.
Yeah. Well, if you look on GoProspectorSpace.com, there's a tab, the Cronies Club tab. You click on that, it takes you to a page where, if you're not a member yet, it's a $20 annual fee, but it gives you a bunch of additional benefits than just being a free GPS member, such as some of our sponsors will do, great discounts on either a specific product or on their whole store, just for the cronies.
Mm-hmm.
There's Cronies Club outings. But then, of course, we have special giveaways like the one just given away here where you do not have to be present to win. So it can be anything from gear, pay dirt, to equipment even. And then we have our quarterly nugget giveaways, which we have one coming up at the end of this year. So there's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of extra perks and benefits, but it also helps the show and helps keep things going, as well as to get these types of items to give away to our awesome listeners. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciated it. Like Shad said, it helps keep us going, helps fund us, just like our Patreon thing. It helps keep us going because we got a lot of bills here for us to do this every week, keep the site going. And I know we've talked in the past about the SSL for this site, the security thing that is being implemented as we speak. So we will have the SSL back on GPS, but no worries there. Everything's been fine anyway, but we will have that certificate in place and up and running here very soon, so be watching for that. But there's all those things like that, they help to benefit the site and the show, and to make the things we do possible each week. And we can't thank you, our listeners, our friends, our cronies, our patrons enough for believing in us and what we do here at Gold Prospector Space and Prospector Radio. And, we couldn't do it without you. And we just want to thank our great guest tonight, the Feldman brothers, for joining us.
Fun.
It was awesome. Wasn't it?
Yes, I enjoyed that show.
Mm-hmm.
They were the very first, very first show that I was part of.
I think you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they was, Kathleen. And it's always nice when they come back.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a couple of them that come back, like Jeff. Jeff's been here numerous times. It's always great when Jeff's on here. Another person who's a wealth of information.
Yes.
And, so many great guests we've had on in the past. And, God, so many giveaways we've done. So don't forget, everybody, enter the monthly giveaway on GPS. Our good friends over at Gold Hog have donated a multi-sluice that we're going to be giving away just in time for Christmas. And just to enter that giveaway, just click the giveaway tab at the top of the page and it will take you there, and you can read the easy-to-enter instructions and enter. That's all you got to do. Easy peasy. And you don't have to be here to win that either. So, good luck to everybody on that. That is a great prize. I still don't have a multi-sluice. One of these days, I'm going to get one, And on that note, Shad, Kathleen, Dennis, what do you think? Just go wrap it up. Did we cover everything?
We did. We'll be here on Wednesday.
Sounds good. Yes, don't forget, West Coast Wednesdays.
Well, we'll be somewhere.
You'll be somewhere. Kathleen might be calling us from the road. We don't know yet. So,
we're hoping to either be in Benson or we'll have to stay in Phoenix to do the show, or I don't think there's any towns in between.
Right. She's going to be somewhere, so it's going to be a surprise to everybody where Kathleen is at Wednesday night when she calls in.
Where will these buffalo wander?
Right. And don't forget so tune in for that West Coast Wednesdays, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget Tuesday night. Check out our good friend Ed Marvin, Jesse, and Dano on Tuesday night hangouts with the guys over there, our buddies. Check them out. You'll love their show as well. So check that out on Tuesdays at 8. Everybody loved your new segment, Kathleen. Everybody's saying in the chat room they loved it. So
it was fun.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys will get more of those from Kathleen. So thank you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. On that note, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. What do you guys think?
Okay.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to tune in next Sunday at 7:30 for another great show. For updates and more info, please go to www.prospectorsradio.com.